Your cells are aging faster than they should. Right now, this very moment, scientists can measure it. They can see it under a microscope. The protective caps on your DNA are shrinking with every breath you take, every meal you eat, every stressful moment you experience. 3 Nobel Prize winners spent decades uncovering why this happens and how to slow it down. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn found the biological clock ticking inside every cell. Dr. Yoshari Osumi revealed how your body eats its own damaged parts to stay young. Dr. Veni Ramakrishnan showed why protein factories inside your cells hold the key to longevity. Simple foods sitting in your kitchen right now can communicate with your DNA, tell your cells to repair themselves, and protect you from aging-related diseases. Before we get into the exact foods these Nobel winners recommend, if this is your first time here, subscribe so we can keep bringing you science-backed health information that actually works. And drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. We love connecting with viewers from around the world who care about living longer and healthier lives. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn won the 2009 Nobel Prize for discovering telomeres and the enzyme telomeres. Think of your shoelaces. At each end, there's a plastic cap called an aglet that stops the lace from fraying. Telomeres work exactly the same way for your DNA. Every time your cells divide to replace old skin, heal wounds, or fight infection, your telomeres get shorter. When they become too short, your cells stop working properly. They age, they die. This triggers heart disease, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and cancer, the conditions that kill most people. Dr. Blackburn's research published in major medical journals proved that chronic stress shrinks your telomeres faster. In one study with psychologist Dr. Alyssa Eppel, mothers caring for chronically ill children had telomeres that looked biologically 10 years older than their actual age. The longer they had been caregiving and the more stress they felt, the shorter their telomeres became. But here's the breakthrough. You can protect your telomeres through what you eat. Research published in Lancet Oncology showed that people who made specific lifestyle changes, including eating certain foods, increased their TIES activity by 29 to 84% in just 3 months. Dr. Dean Ornish worked with Dr. Blackburn on this research. A 5-year follow-up study found that people following these changes increased their telomere length by 10%, while the control group's telomeres shortened by 3%. The foods that protect your telomeres share one powerful trait. They're loaded with antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids. A study from Ohio State University published in Brain Behavior and Immunity found that higher omega-3 levels corresponded with longer telomeres. Research from UCSF, where Dr. Blackburn works, tracked 608 heart disease patients for 5 years. Those with the highest omega-3 blood levels had the slowest rate of telomere shortening. The study appeared in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Additional research published in Clinical Nutrition showed that omega-3 fatty acids in tissues can reduce telomere attrition and counteract premature aging. A large trial called VITAL found that vitamin D supplementation also reduced telomere shortening by 140 base pairs over 4 years. Here's what to eat. Wild-caught salmon, sardines, mackerel, walnuts, and flax seeds give you omega-3s. Blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries provide anthocyanins that reduce DNA damage. Spinach, kale, broccoli, and colorful bell peppers deliver vitamin C, vitamin E, and folate, all essential for DNA protection. Whole grains like oats, quinoa, and brown rice, along with legumes such as lentils and chickpeas, supply fiber and B vitamins. Studies show that folate is required for DNA synthesis, repair, and metabolism within cells. High levels of homocyan, which folate helps control, are linked to shorter telomere length. Research published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that people eating carotenoid-rich foods, the bright pigments in colorful vegetables and fruits, had significantly longer telomeres. Mushrooms also deserve attention because vitamin D is associated with telomere length, according to a 2017 study in the Journal of Nutrition. Dr. Yoshari Osumi won the 2016 Nobel Prize for discovering autophagy. The word means self-eating in Greek. Your cells literally consume their own damaged parts to survive and renew themselves. Dr. Osumi studied yeast cells in the early 1990s. He starved them of nutrients and genetically modified them so they couldn't fully digest cellular material. Within hours, under the microscope, he saw tiny recycling sacs called autophagosomes piling up inside the cells. This was the breakthrough that opened an entire field of research. His discovery proved that autophagy isn't random. It's triggered by nutrient deprivation, a survival response where cells recycle old proteins and damaged organelles for energy. This process is essential for longevity because it prevents the buildup of cellular junk that causes aging, inflammation, and disease. When autophagy was first observed in the 1960s, scientists didn't understand it. Dr. Rasumi's work in the 1990s identified the genes responsible for autophagy in yeast and showed that similar mechanisms exist in human cells. His experiments transformed how we understand cellular health. Research published in peer-reviewed journals shows that fasting for 12 to 24 hours triggers autophagy. Scientists have discovered that restricting calories turns on genes into preservation mode, making cells remarkably resistant to disease and cellular stress. A 2023 study published in Science Direct examined healthy young males during Ramadan fasting 17 to 19 hours daily over 29 days. Blood samples showed that autophagy-related genes increased significantly, peaking around mid-fasting periods. This confirmed that intermittent fasting triggers cellular cleanup mechanisms. Studies from blue zones, regions where people routinely live past 100, reveal interesting patterns. In area, Greece, residents observe about 150 days of religious fasting yearly. This practice, combined with their Mediterranean diet rich in vegetables and olive oil, contributes to exceptional longevity. Exercise also activates autophagy. Research demonstrates that moderate aerobic activity and endurance training induce autophagy in muscles and brain tissue. Studies in mice showed increased autophagy with treadmill exercise, and emerging human data suggests exercise regulates autophagy in tissue-specific ways. Autophagy has also been linked to protection against neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. Here's how to activate this process. Practice time-restricted eating, where you consume all your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window. For example, eat between noon and 8 p.m. This gives your body 16 hours without food, allowing autophagy to begin. Stop constant snacking. Give your body 4 to 5 hours between meals. Autophagy only starts after glycogen stores in the liver are depleted, which takes 14 to 16 hours. During fasting periods, you can drink water, black coffee, or green tea without breaking the fast. Certain foods support autophagy when you do eat. Green tea contains EGCG, a compound that promotes autophagy. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower contain cellulophane, which activates autophagy pathways. The key is consistency. Your body needs regular fasting periods to trigger this cellular cleanup system. Dr. Veni Ramakrishnan shared the 2009 Nobel Prize in Chemistry with Thomas Steitz and Ada Yonath for revealing the atomic structure of ribosomes, the tiny factories inside every cell that produce all your body's proteins. Ribosomes translate genetic information from DNA into proteins that build tissues, fight infections, repair damage, and run thousands of processes keeping you alive. Every protein in your body is made by ribosomes. Healthy ribosomes mean your cells can keep producing proteins efficiently, which helps tissues stay strong, supports your immune system, and slows age-related decline. Dr. Ramakrishnan used X-ray crystallography to map ribosome structure at the atomic level. Research published in Nature Communications found that protecting ribosome function through nutrition can extend both lifespan and health span. Here's what supports your ribosomes. High-quality proteins provide the amino acids your ribosomes need. Wild-caught fish, pasture-raised eggs, grass-fed meat in moderation, and plant proteins like hemp seeds and spirulina deliver complete amino acid profiles. But quantity matters less than quality. Studies show that moderate protein intake, about 0.8 to 1 g per kilogram of body weight, supports ribosome function without overburdening cellular processes. Eating too much protein can actually be counterproductive. Magnesium is essential for ribosomes to work properly. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, and dark chocolate, 70% or higher cocoa, are excellent sources. Just a 4 cup of pumpkin seeds provides nearly half your daily magnesium needs. Foods high in B vitamins support ribosomal production. Leafy greens, avocados, and legumes provide folate and B vitamins essential for ribosomal RNA production. Research on caloric restriction has shown promising results. A study in Nature Communications found that moderate calorie reduction in mice resulted in lifespan extension proportional to the degree of restriction. This works partly by reducing the metabolic burden of ribosome production, allowing cells to allocate resources to repair instead of constant growth. Adequate sleep is critical. Research published in Nature Neuroscience found that sleep deprivation in older adults disrupts ribosomal activity. Your cells repair themselves during sleep, including processes involving ribosomes. Aim for 7 to 8 hours per night. Physical activity, particularly resistance training, enhances protein synthesis efficiency. Studies indicate that resistance training in older adults stimulates ribosome biogenesis and improves muscle protein synthesis, helping maintain muscle mass as you age. The foods and habits that support ribosome function overlap perfectly with the other Nobel discoveries. Nutrient-rich diets, adequate sleep, regular exercise, and moderate eating all work together to keep your protein factories running smoothly for decades. Here's your daily eating plan based on Nobel Prize-winning science. First meal, 2 eggs with sautéed spinach and tomatoes, a handful of blueberries, green tea. Midday meal, large salad with mixed greens, colorful vegetables, chickpeas, pumpkin seeds dressed with olive oil and lemon, side of quinoa or brown rice. Evening meal, wild-caught salmon 2 to 3 times weekly, or other fatty fish, steamed broccoli and Brussels sprouts, sweet potato or lentils. Between meals, if needed, walnuts and berries, dark chocolate, 70% or higher, sliced vegetables with hummus. Timing matters. Finish eating by 8 p.m. Don't eat again until noon the next day. This 16-hour fasting window allows autophagy to activate and gives your cells time to repair instead of constantly processing food. During fasting, drink water, black coffee, or green tea. These aren't magic foods. They're fuel for the microscopic machinery that keeps you alive. They protect your DNA caps, activate your cellular cleanup system, and maintain your protein factories. Combine these foods with stress management through meditation or deep breathing for at least 12 minutes daily. Regular physical activity like walking or cycling for 30 minutes most days supports all 3 systems. Get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Maintain strong social connections. Studies show supportive relationships are linked to longer telomeres. Longevity isn't about expensive treatments or miracle supplements. 3 Nobel Prize winners proved that your body already has systems to heal itself, clean damaged cells, and slow aging. Dr. Blackburn showed that protecting your telomeres through diet and lifestyle can prevent the diseases that kill most people. Dr. Osumi revealed that regular fasting periods activate autophagy, your body's natural cellular recycling system. Dr. Ramakrishnan demonstrated that supporting your ribosomes with quality nutrition keeps your protein factories running efficiently. The cumulative research over 20 years confirms that telomere shortening, lack of autophagy, and declining ribosome function contribute to cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, and diabetes. These aren't theories. This is Nobel Prize-winning science backed by thousands of peer-reviewed studies. Every meal is an opportunity to send signals to yourselves saying, RP yourself, protect yourself, stay strong. The best part, you don't need to follow this perfectly. Start by adding more colorful vegetables to your meals. Try eating within a 10-hour window a few days per week. Choose fatty fish twice weekly. Building on this foundation, it's important to understand that longevity is not controlled by a single gene, a single food, or a single habit. Aging is the result of millions of microscopic decisions your cells make every day. Those decisions are influenced by what you eat, how often you eat, how you move your body, how you sleep, and how you respond to stress. What Nobel Prize-winning science shows us is that aging is not passive. It is active. And because it is active, it is modifiable. Your cells are constantly listening. Every bite of food sends biochemical signals. Every fasting window flips molecular switches. Every walk, every deep breath, every night of quality sleep communicates instructions to your biology. When those signals are supportive, your cells shift from survival mode into repair mode. They stop rushing. They clean up damage. They rebuild with greater precision. This is why modern aging looks so different from aging just a few generations ago. Chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, cardiovascular disease, and neurodegeneration are not inevitable consequences of time. They are largely the result of an environment your biology was never designed for. Constant food availability, ultra-processed ingredients, artificial light at night, chronic psychological stress, and physical inactivity. Nobel-level research confirms that when you remove those stressors, the body doesn't collapse, it recovers. Consider inflammation, one of the central drivers of aging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation accelerates telomere shortening, suppresses autophagy, and disrupts ribosome efficiency. Omega-3 fatty acids, colorful plant compounds, fasting periods, and regular movement all act as anti-inflammatory signals. They don't just reduce symptoms, they change cellular behavior at the genetic level. Inflammatory genes quiet down, repair genes turn on, blood sugar regulation plays a similar role. Constant spikes in glucose and insulin increase oxidative stress and accelerate cellular wear. Time-restricted eating, fiber-rich foods, and balanced meals prevent those spikes. When blood sugar remains stable, mitochondria function more efficiently, free radical damage decreases, and telomeres are preserved. This is not about dieting. It is about metabolic rhythm. One of the most overlooked longevity tools is circadian alignment. Your cells operate on a 24-hour clock. DNA repair, hormone release, autophagy, and protein synthesis all follow circadian patterns. Eating late at night, staring at screens until midnight, and sleeping irregular hours disrupts that timing. When circadian rhythms are restored, by eating earlier, dimming lights at night, and waking consistently, cellular efficiency improves dramatically. Studies show this alone can reduce inflammation and improve metabolic health without changing calorie intake. Stress management deserves equal attention. Chronic psychological stress directly shortens telomeres by elevating cortisol and increasing oxidative damage. But stress is not just emotional. Poor sleep, excessive training, undereating, and constant stimulation all register as stress at the cellular level. This is why recovery is not optional. Meditation, slow breathing, time in nature, laughter, and social connection are not luxuries. They are biological interventions. Deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, lowering cortisol and improving oxygen delivery to tissues. Even 10 to 15 minutes per day has been shown to improve markers associated with cellular aging. Social connection has similar power. Humans are biologically wired for community. Loneliness increases inflammatory markers and accelerates telomere shortening, while supportive relationships do the opposite. Longevity research consistently shows that people who feel connected live longer, healthier lives, regardless of diet. Movement is another critical signal. Your body expects regular physical challenge. Without it, muscle mass declines, insulin sensitivity worsens, and mitochondrial function deteriorates. But more is not always better. Excessive endurance training without recovery can suppress autophagy and increase oxidative stress. The sweet spot is consistency, daily walking, moderate aerobic exercise, and resistance training 2 to 3 times per week. This combination preserves muscle, strengthens bones, improves brain health, and enhances ribosome efficiency. Resistance training deserves special emphasis as we age. Muscle tissue is not just for movement. It is a metabolic organ. It helps regulate blood sugar, produces anti-inflammatory molecules, and supports hormonal balance. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Even into your 70s and 80s, resistance training can stimulate ribosome biogenesis and improve protein synthesis. Aging muscles are not broken. They are understimulated. Protein quality, as mentioned earlier, matters more than quantity. Your ribosomes require a complete amino acid profile, but excess protein can suppress autophagy and accelerate aging pathways. This is why periodic lower protein days or plant-forward meals may be beneficial. They give your cells a break from constant growth signals and allow repair mechanisms to dominate. Longevity is a balance between building and cleaning. Micronutrients also play an essential role. Zinc supports DNA repair enzymes. Selenium protects against oxidative damage. Polyphenols activate longevity pathways like AMPK and sirtuins. These compounds are abundant in whole foods, but largely absent in processed products. This is why supplements cannot fully replace real food. Food is information, not just fuel. Hydration is another simple but powerful factor. Even mild dehydration increases cortisol and reduces cellular efficiency. Water supports detoxification, circulation, and nutrient delivery. Herbal teas, mineral water, and water-rich foods all contribute. During fasting periods, hydration becomes even more important to support autophagy and metabolic balance. As you integrate these principles, remember that perfection is not required. Consistency matters far more than intensity. Longevity is built through patterns, not extremes. A single indulgent meal does not erase years of healthy habits, just as a single salad does not reverse decades of neglect. What matters is the direction you are moving. Think of your biology like a retirement account. Every supportive choice is a small deposit. Every night of good sleep, every walk, every colorful meal adds compound interest. Over years, those small deposits create massive returns in the form of strength, clarity, resilience, and independence later in life. The most empowering message from Nobel Prize winning science is this: aging is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you participate in. You influence it daily, whether you realize it or not. When you understand the rules your cells operate by, you can work with them instead of against them. Your body already knows how to repair DNA, recycle damaged components, and build new proteins with precision. These systems evolved over millions of years. They don't need to be invented. They need to be supported. Food, fasting, movement, sleep, and stress management are the language your biology understands. Longevity, at its core, is not about living forever. It is about extending the years you feel strong, capable, mentally sharp, and independent. It is about compressing illness into the smallest window possible at the end of life, rather than slowly declining for decades. Nobel Prize winners didn't uncover secrets for elites. They revealed instructions written into every human cell. You don't need expensive testing, exotic supplements, or extreme protocols to begin. Start where you are. Eat real food most of the time. Stop eating earlier in the evening. Move your body daily. Lift something heavy a few times per week. Sleep in a dark, cool room. Breathe deeply. Stay connected to people who matter. These actions may seem simple, but their effects are profound. They reach into your cells, your DNA, and your future. Every day you follow them, you are voting for the version of yourself you want to become. Not just longer lived, but better lived. Your future is not fixed. It is flexible. And the science is clear. The choices you make today are already shaping the health of the person you will be 10, 20, and 30 years from now. If this information gave you a clear path to healthier aging, share this video with someone you care about, a parent, spouse, or friend who wants to live a longer, healthier life. Type yes in the comments if you're ready to start supporting your body's natural longevity systems. Your future self will thank you for the choices you make today.